The time has come to turn in the final pictograph and view all of the Nintendo Gallery figurines.
Yes, this is going to be a long video.
Welcome back, viewers.
Take my camera. Enjoy this picture.
This
Of
is
a
the last.
Foot or something. I don't know what it is exactly.
Filled with inspiration.
How exactly do you make a figurine out of that? You do not see the entire body.
Yep. In the original, you had to have a good scope of the whole body and the head. But
Now,
this time, they're more forgiving.
let's advance today and get that final figurine.
Seems like mostly they just have to be facing you and you have to get 80% of them in the shot.
How does he know what their backs look like?
Magic.
Probably guesses.
He gets it right every time. Because he's awesome.
Or maybe he has a secret 3D modeling computer.
That still wouldn't know what the backs look like. Whee!
It would theorize.
Here we go. Hey, look who's not inside the rooms.
Yep.
He's out in the middle.
Hey! Oh! Hey! Wow! What kind of figurine are you after? If you have a picto box, I've said all this before. Here we go. Welcome, Lake. Your figurine-based request has been fulfilled. I know I always say this, but this is some of the best work I've done in quite a while. Go in that door there to check it out. I was completely overcome with the creative urge after seeing what you gave me. I ended up making lots of figurines. But all the artistic spirit made me a little absent-minded, so I don't exactly remember which rooms I put them all in. Why don't you go and have a look inside? Got anything else to tell me? What's the matter? Hurry up and go look. You won't be disappointed. Did I possibly forget anything?
No, we went through everything. Let's just go through.
Let's go have a look-see.
First off, the Forbidden Forest Room.
Starting with Makar.
Makar, birthplace, Forest Haven, personality, frivolous. Makar is in charge of the musical performance at the ceremony held each year by the Koroks in the Forest Haven. The instrument he uses appears to be a cello, but it is actually a violin.
Huh.
That's weird. It's because of how he plays it, I think.
He's not even holding one, he's just got a stick.
Fado.
Fado, birthplace, Kokiri Forest. Personality, somewhat saucy. Long, long ago, the Kokiri sage Fado offered up his prayers in the Wind Temple so that the Master Sword would continue to house the power to repel evil.
The Ugly Tree.
Deku Tree, birthplace, the Forest Haven. The Deku Tree is both an earth spirit and the guardian of the forest. He has lived for many long years, so his wisdom is vast. However, since his roots run deep into the earth, he cannot move. As a result, he is often afflicted by parasitic enemies.
Like we saw when we first saw him.
Like pimple chews. Olivio, birthplace, the Forest Haven, one of the Korok forest spirits. After the annual ceremony in the Forest Haven, Olivio flies off to a distant part of the world to see to sow trees and raise new patches of forest. He's responsible for the forest on an island 1 square west and 3 squares north of Forest Haven.
Interesting.
Holo, birthplace, the Forest Haven, one of the Korok forest spirits. Even after the Korok ceremony, Holo remains in the Forest Haven researching potion making. He'll bring you a potion that replenishes both life energy and magic power for you if you bring him Boko Babasis. Onjala, Manchala, Chowe!
Yep, and his potions are much cheaper and more effective than the other guys. Ilma, birthplace, the Forest Haven, one of the Korok forest spirits. After the annual ceremony in the Forest Haven, Elma flies off to a distant part of the world to spread forests.
They always say the same thing, just tells you how many squares away.
Oh, you should have let me read it all.
Why?
Because it's fair! You guys got to read all of that last one.
Drona, same crap.
Roan, same crap!
Urch, birthplace of Forest Haven. Copy and paste. Here's a new one.
Manny, not very manly. Windfall Island figurines, favorite thing. He used to always sit at home and rarely go outside, but his passion for the Nintendo Gallery kept him moving, and he finally earned membership in after Link opened the door for him.
What's interesting, though, is that he never puts a figurine into the gallery.
Indeed.
Karlov the Sculptor, birthplace unknown, Nintendo Gallery Master. With unmatched talent, he is the world's greatest sculptor. He said the reason he won't let anyone watch him sculpt is because he does so in his underwear.
That's disgusting.
Lately, his club has been losing membership because he hasn't done anything cool with it. But as long as Link hangs around, everything will be alright.
Oh, Ken! Birthplace, the Forest Haven! Man, this sucks! I got one that I couldn't read because it's copy and paste.
Aldo! Copy pasta. Alright, this one's hard, but come on, you gotta read it.
Linder! Yeah, same old.
Oh, let's get out of this room.
There was a lot of copying here.
Makes sense, though.
Oh, that's the end of the Forest Haven room.
Yippee, one down.
This episode might not be as long as I thought.
Next up,
Especially,
Dragon Roost.
especially if each room only takes 5 minutes.
There's like 7 rooms, I think. Who do we got here?
Kogali! Birthplace, Dragon Roost Island. He always seems to be worrying about the state of the island, but no one has ever seen him working to improve it. He's lazy.
Partially, Dragon Roost Island. Personality, gentle. Wonder why that last one didn't have a personality. For reasons unknown, Paschal's always busy. And that's all we got to say about him.
He's not very unique.
Sket and Akut. Dragon Roof Island, the Chieftain's Guards.
Occupation.
Sket and Akut are said to be number 1 and number 2 Ritos when it comes to talent and strength, which is why they are the Chieftain's Guards. The reason they get along so well is because they are childhood friends. Their style of speech can be considered somewhat acquainted.
Antique.
Sorry, viewers.
Antiquated. Kobali. Birthplace, Dragon Roost Island. Occupation, he's the mail sorter. Kobali is the 3rd generation in a family of postmen, but rumor has it that an ancestor of his in an age gone by was also a postman, and a running man.
And liked bunnies. No bunny symbols there.
Oh well. Hey, it's this guy.
Baito. Unknown. Ernest. Baito is very Baito is very earnest when it comes to mastering a job. He often misses his mother and gets homesick, which can be quite hard on him. Please quit smacking your hand on my chair.
Sorry.
He wants to be like Link.
Everybody wants to be like Link.
I think I could take Mike Tyson.
Hoskett. Dragon Roost Island. His biggest worry is getting a present for his girlfriend. He looks quite easygoing, but he's always thinking of his girlfriend. He values his friends tremendously.
Who is your girlfriend? The only female Rito that exists is Medley, and I'm pretty sure that's not it.
There's probably another island with female Ritos that you'll never visit, ever. Quill the Postman. Birthplace, Dragon Roost Island. Personality, dutiful and passionate.
Postman? What you mean, Post-Rito?
Quill has courage, if nothing else. He is admired by his fellow Rito, and the chieftain places great trust in him.
Wow, that's it.
Well, he is kind of a main character. You
Hey, Mike, it's the awesome one.
Valu. Sky Spirit.
Actually, read the text.
Yeah, come on now.
It's Hyrule speak. Valu has lived on Dragon Roost Island as protected Rito since long, long ago. He has a habit of speaking only Helan, which only his attendant Medley Grass, and also the King of Red Lions, and also Jawbone, and also the Ugly Tree, and
Yes.
also us in a completed playthrough.
I get Zephyros and Cyclos, sibling deities who control the wind.
Man, you guys got the cool ones.
Zephyros and Cyclos are 2 light-hearted deities who teach Link the Wind's Requiem and the Ballad of Gales.
And that's it.
Yep.
Ilari, or Lari, or Ilari, I'm not sure. Dragon
it's
Roost
Lari.
Island. The occupation, Windfall Island, what now?
Let me go back.
Windfall Island Postman.
That should have been obvious.
Ikari is quite kind as long as
Ikari!
I meant Ilari. Is quite kind as long as he's composed, but when things don't go well, he quickly grows impatient, and can get rough with his speech. He apparently has a hard time remembering people's faces.
Well, all you Rito look alike, so... Racist! Namali! Worrisome. Namali doesn't really have any distinct characteristics per se.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
I got a shaft.
I get another twin set. Bashed and Bished, Island Police. Being extremely honest and sincere Ritos, they were chosen to be the island's police force. When you talk to them, they speak frankly about events on the island.
Let me be frank with you. Can I be Shirley? Obley! Birthplace, Windfall Island. Hobby, dressing up.
As a woman, right?
No. Obley has such an unhealthy obsession with Doritos that he's begun dressing as a Rito and running the famed Birdman contest.
Wait, he's not a
Holy
Rito?
crap, I thought he was a Rito.
Apparently not.
Wow.
He's the older of the laudable brothers who host the contest.
That means neither of them are Ritos.
Go look around the statue. See if there's a clue that he's not a... His beak's too big.
No, it's not.
It just looks...
They all have different sizes.
Mm.
Like him, for instance.
Okay, fair enough.
Quit wasting time.
I will do as I please.
Then people will change the channel.
Come on.
Is it here? Him. I lost track. He did the last one, so it's you.
Did he? I thought it was you.
He did the last one.
Okay. Willie, dressing up. Willie used to be very average carpenter in Windfall. He so longed to soar the skies that he began dressing as a Rito. He's the younger of a laudable pair of siblings. Well, let's see here. It was you, it was him, okay, it was me. Next!
Medley, serious and sincere. Medley is Baloo's attendant, and as such puts incredible effort into everything she does. Even so, there are times when she seems to be spinning her wheels.
Pardon.
Her greatest treasure is a harp that she carries on her back.
It's made of solid gold. Gold!
You know, she gets the whole harp and not just the strings or something? Makar got the shaft on his figurine.
Naruto! Zora's domain!
It exists still! Why did I not see any Zoras down there?
Because it doesn't exist still. Long, long ago, the Zora sage, Naruto, offered up her prayers in the Earth Temple so that the Master Sword would continue to house the power to repel evil.
But it's water. They should be thriving more than ever.
It's salt water.
He is taller!
Duh!
How much time passed?
Kamali, Dragon Roost Island, Mama's boy. Mama's boy.
Wah wah.
Where's your mama even at? Have you seen her? Kamali had a very little confidence in himself and thus closed himself off to the world outside his tribe's...
Air.
Shut up. With just a little help from Link, though, he stopped slashing his wrist and regained his confidence and has at last begun to show signs of being a true man.
And... the Rito Chieftain. Doesn't have a name. Head of the Rito tribe. The chieftain is a very gifted leader who is adored by his people. Due to his position, he must be strict with his relations, but as with any father, he worries about his son.
That is nice. Let's continue.
2 down!
5 billion to go. Next up, Cavern. Dungeons.
This area will be full of not boss monsters, but yes, boss monsters. Enemy monsters.
Enemies. Okay.
Floor Master. My God, I hate this enemy. Habitat: Forsaken Fortress. Personality: surprisingly lonely. These creatures use their long hands to grab their victims, which they then yank into another room. They occasionally grab nearby vases and throw them.
And bombs.
And anything you carry on top of your head.
Magtel, Dragoner's Cavern, weakness is water. These creatures are covered in a hard exoskeleton that not even the searing heat of lava can penetrate. Their eyes are their only weakness. Magtels can be picked up and carried around when they're rolled into a defensive position. Bug.
Red Bubble and Blue Bubble. Tower of the Gods. Stronger form, Blue Bubble. The currents of blue flames of the Blue Bubble steal away the power from all your attacks. Bubbles can easily be blown away by the Deku Leaf.
I didn't even mention that the red ones are fire.
Nope.
Bet that goes without saying.
Come on.
Bokoblin! Habitat: Forsaken Fortress. Spoils: Joy Pendants! These little imps wield sharp machetes and boko sticks when attacking. If they have no weapon, they'll attempt to fight hand-to-hand with jumping sidekicks.
They go from stick to sword and shield. Well,
And telescopes.
Stick to telescope to sword and shield.
Keese and fire keese. Dragoner's Cavern, least favorite thing is projectiles.
Whip.
These bats fly around dark places and attack anything that moves. Great care should be taken around fire keys that appear during times of volcanic activity. Luckily, you do not have wooden burnable shields in this game.
Nope, but they are in
The
every
shield
other
is
game.
wooden and should be burnable, but you would never be able to replace it, so they weren't dicks.
Rat. Forsaken Fortress. Favorite food, all-purpose bait. These creatures attack spontaneously and attempt to steal rupees. The ones who carry around bombs are apparently known as bomb shoes.
And there aren't very many of them in the game.
Nope.
I get the Boko Baba. He lives in the Forbidden Woods, and he drops Boko Baba seeds.
My children, no!
These creatures that mimic Baba Buds attempt to swallow anything that comes near. Defeat them by stunning them with a jump attack and then cutting their stems. Or with a boomerang.
Just shoot them.
A boomerang will one-shot them.
Peahats! Forbidden Woods, talent is rotating. Wow. These strange creatures use your propeller-like wings to float in midair. They can be easily knocked out of the sky with either projectiles or a tiku leaf.
Or an
In
arrow.
another timeline, they become completely useless creatures that do not attack you.
Which are good for hook-shotting.
Choo-choo! Habit, berry, spoils, chew jelly of different colors.
I'm surprised they didn't say Paul Print Isle.
There are choo-choos of many different colors, all with their own distinct characteristics. In general, they are most susceptible to projectile weapons. Except for the purple.
Mini-Blin. Habitat Forsaken Fortress. Talent herd movements. These little beasts are quick and agile. They scurry along walls and gather in great numbers. You should deal with them individually so they don't surround you.
Individually, my foot. One sword slash and kill a whole group. Gyorg!
Gyorg.
Gyorg!
Gyorg.
Gyor.
Gyorg! The Great Sea. Projectiles. These so-called ocean-killing machines are plentiful in the Great Sea. You should attack them with arrows or boomerangs before they begin relentlessly ramming your boat. Or, half the time, you can just keep sailing in a straight line and they will keep straddling a straight line along with you and never stop.
Yep.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I get Octoroks! Habitat, the Forest Haven Great Sea. Series exemplary enemy. That has actually changed, viewers. He actually had a record of perfect attendance until Twilight Princess. So the figurine in the Wii version had perfect attendance.
I guess what it says exemplary enemy.
Because he missed Twilight. When approached, these creatures tend to hide in the water. They can easily be defeated by reflecting the rocks they shoot with a sword or shield.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a 3D version of the Octorok that walks on land. The Sea Hat! Habitat the Great Sea, and his weakness is projectiles. These tremendous flying fish can be found only on the Great Sea. A large school of them will ram ships incessantly, trying to break them, so it's best to attack them from a distance.
They're fish?
Well, duh.
Kargarok. Drops golden feathers. These fierce and dangerous opponents often carry bokoblins and moblins in a battle. You can use your grappling hook to steal their golden feathers.
I get. Oh, Redes! Least favorite thing? Mirror Shield. These undead creatures live only in the darkest depths of the earth. Their icy cold gazes paralyze their victims with fear. Try to attack them from behind, or jump attack as they scream at you.
You know what would be great? If you could just hold up your mirror shield while approaching them and have it reflect in their face and they get scared instead.
That would be nice. Have you ever tried that?
No.
Poe, Habitat Earth Temple. Best attack, Possession. Except that does no damage. These ghostly creatures have no physical form, so physical attacks pass right through them. Shining light on them with the mirror shield makes them take form, and then you can cut them up.
Morph. Deku leaves is its least favorite thing. I would have said boomerang. These creatures attack in groups and cling to the bodies of their prey. A spin attack is the best way to shake them off. They're light and vulnerable to Deku leaf blasts.
It's Morph,
And
huh?
the final...
Is it Silas Morph?
Almost Night. Tower of the Gods. Bombs.
Bombs?
These auto-homing statues were created to deter intruders. To destroy them, you must toss bombs into their gaping mouths.
That seems like a massive weakness. Armos, Habitat, Tower of the Gods, Vulnerability, Arrows. These small statues shift into autopilot and attack prey. Shoot them in the eyes with an arrow to silence them and then destroy them by hacking their crystal backs. I would have said butts.
But they wouldn't do that in a kid's game.
It is a kid's game.
How dare you call this a kid's game?
It's rated T for teen.
Oh, it is?
You stab some guy in the head. How is that E for everyone?
And in this room,
It's time for the bosses.
Who's next?
I believe it's you.
Fine then, Dark Nut, Knight's Crest. These mighty knights are protected by heavy-duty armor. Rather than attacking from the front, might be best to slip around them and cut their armor off.
Yeah, their armor has one really major weakness.
I get Darknut, Knight's Crest. These knights are well protected by their round bucklers and mighty armor. If you use a parry attack to jump up and knock off their helmets, it'll spell their doom.
And I get the third type.
Jerk.
Mighty Darknut! The habitat, Hyrule Castle, and the spoil is a knight's crest. These are Darknut captains. Some wear capes that must be burned or cut off before their armor straps can be cut.
Stalfos, not to be confused with Stalfels. Weakness is its head. These skeleton warriors attack by violently swinging their gigantic maces around. Even if they're shattered to pieces, they'll reform unless their heads are destroyed.
And there he is, the first boss.
Puppet Ganon, first boss.
The first boss we encountered in this.
Habitat, Ganon's Castle. Light arrows.
Effective weapon.
This is a gigantic marionette created by Ganon himself. It's transformed into 3 different shapes, but all are vulnerable to rays of light.
Vulnerable, huh? Whoops, I think I skipped something.
You did. Rather than shooting randomly at it, try to deduce when it can be easily targeted and take advantage of your chance.
So in order to get the information on how to fight this boss, you have to get a picture, save your game, quit, come back, come here, deposit it, change the day, come in this room and read it.
Yep.
Seems like a pain in the
Hey, I
ass.
get to read my favorite boss.
Yep, you do.
Skipping?
No! Mulgara, Protector of the Seal, Habitat, Wind Temple, effective weapon, the Hookshot. This evil guardian burrows deep into the sand. Use the hookshot to draw out its tender tongue, and then slash at it with your blade. Leave him tongue-tied.
The figurine has no tongue.
Nope.
Kalev Zamos. Favorite thing is Makar.
Wah, wah.
Is Makar on there? No. Yep, Makar is on there!
That's pretty good.
Wow. Okay. This plant monster is a gigantic parasite that lives in the depths of the Forbidden Woods. Only by cutting loose all the disgusting tentacles of the boomerang will its tender core be revealed.
I get
Goma.
Goma, one of my favorite returning enemies. Effective weapon, grappling hook. This gigantic shelled insect inhabits areas of lava and magma. The only way to penetrate its hard bio armor would be to drop an entire sheet of bedrock on it.
And
which
wouldn't
we
you
did.
know there's a giant sheet of bedrock
I
here?
want to point out, effective weapon. Effective weapon.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how effective.
You get
You get 12 eyes.
12 eyes? What am I going to do with 12 eyes? Big Octo! He's got frog eyes. Habitat, Great Sea, effective weapon, projectiles. There are said to be 6 of these legendary giant squid in different reaches of the Great Sea.
And I murdered them all.
When ships pass by, they create tremendous currents to try to sink them.
And they failed.
The only way to escape is to shoot all of their weak spots, their eyes, with projectiles before being sucked in.
Boomerang and bombs, baby.
Bombs are the best.
Oh, I never noticed they had green on them.
Huh.
You never paid attention.
I didn't either, so.
Also, they look like they got permanent Renegon.
That's not Renegon.
I'm just messing around. I'm just playing around. I've never actually
That's
seen
Frog Sage mode.
Yeah.
it. Wah wah.
Mothula, Forbidden Woods, effective weapon, Deku Leaf, and projectiles. It really should say fire arrows, though, because those are instant kills on these punks.
Yeah.
Burn them up!
This gigantic moth scatters its scales through the air. Even using projectiles to clip its wings won't assure safety, unless it's a fire arrow, because those kill it instantly, even in the air. It can still run around swiftly and release larvae. Scatters its scales? I don't get
For that, remember when it flies and the stuff's coming off of it?
I thought it was just gusts of wind.
Nope, that's scales.
Okay.
I get Wizrobe!
Iron House!
Chick and
Summons!
Sam.
These high-level mages use the magic of summoning to aid them in battle. They are the only Wizrobes that can summon other Wizrobes, which makes them formidable.
Now for the lesser Wizrobes. Wizrobe, a habitat the Tower of the Gods, magic, fire, and summons. These mighty mages are adept at wielding flame and summoning other creatures to their aid. The only way to defeat them is to try to predict their movements and attack them during the brief moments that they assume physical form.
Or just double tap arrows.
Patty cake, patty. Goldon, the Great Arbiter. Effective weapon is arrows. This monstrous machine was created by the gods as a trial for the great hero. You can drop it to the ground only by piercing its hands and face with arrows. Machine! Once it has fallen, you can defeat it by immediately tossing a bomb inside it. Oddly enough, arrows occasionally drop from its nostrils. Technology!
So, what's your point?
I get Moblin! Drop skull necklaces. These mighty enemies swing their long spear with the greatest of ease. They've not linked around with that attack countless times, and they've been in this series for so long it's not funny. Now please quit, thank you.
Pork butts. Phantom Cannon! Habitat Forsaken Fortress. Effective weapons, the light arrows and the Master Sword. Light arrows being more effective. This is a phantom that Ganondorf created in his own likeness. Use your sword to knock back the balls of magic that he hurls, and then attack him when he's stunned. Actually, you can also use empty bottles to deflect his magic attacks.
Yeah, but we didn't even have an empty bottle at that point.
There's a shoe and a bony foot.
I never noticed that before.
Huh.
Now who's not paying attention? The monstrous Helmurok King! Master is Ganondorf. The Helmurok King is a monstrous bird that has been fitted with a mighty steel mask. Once the mask has been split with the hammer, its tender beak will be revealed. Smashy, smashy.
And I get
Of course you would!
Ganondorf!
Base of operations.
Ganon's castle.
Effective weapons.
Light arrows and the Master Sword.
Death.
Death.
Master Sword.
The possessor of the Triforce of Power, Ganondorf controls many fell beasts. It is useless for Link to face him alone. He must look for an ally who can aid him in battle.
Also, he becomes the new pedestal of time.
And finally,
Jahala, Protector of the Fat. Habitat, Earth Temple, Underling's Pose. This gigantic ghost rules over all Pose. After reflecting light onto it with the mirror shield, you can lift it and throw it around. It's really just a mask. It's not really a fat ghost. Was that everybody?
That's everybody.
Yet another room down, another room down, another room left behind. Hey,
That's 4 rooms in 30 minutes. 3 rooms left.
7 rooms in total.
Oh
That's
god!
a lot of rooms.
Oh wait, this is outside.
What did you think it was?
The next one.
Oh.
Alright, this is a pretty quick room. The giant enemy crab.
Aaron, Michael got crabs.
Talent, crab walking. Birthplace unknown. These creatures are crabs, plain and simple. Not much else to say about them.
They're crabs, enough said.
Mesa. Slacker. Mesa performs his chores at very much his own pace. His vegetable patch is always full of weeds, and he spends most of the year trying to clear it out. He's surprisingly timid and often can't fall asleep at night. He's currently looking for a wife.
You notice how he's separated from all the other islanders?
Yep.
Outcast!
Jaboon, birthplace, Great Fish Isle. He is a water spirit. Jaboon can only speak Hylian, so hardly anyone understands a word he says.
Anglerfish.
Yep, he's pretty cool too.
Orca! Swordplay is his talent. In his younger days, Orca had hoped to be a swordsman, but he suffered a serious injury that ended that dream. He soon returned outside and became a fisherman. On a ledge on one wall of his house is a memento from his days of training with the blade. Orca is a lifelong bachelor.
You can't see any scars on him. It makes you wonder what kind of injury he has sustained.
He has fish gills.
Those are probably those injuries, Robert.
Those are probably his
Those
abs.
are wrinkles.
Oh.
Old man wrinkles. From where once abs used to be.
I
This
guess.
is Big Baldwin Head.
Otherwise known as Sturgeon. He is extremely serious. Known as Elsa's living encyclopedia, Sturgeon is quite wise, boasting an abnormally high IQ. He has extremely sensitive nerves, quite the opposite of his younger brother Orca, who lives downstairs. Surprisingly, Sturgeon was an accomplished swordsman in his youth.
It's hard to imagine him holding a blade.
Pot Lady.
Her name is Sue Bell. Her birthplace is Windfall Island, and her personality is serious.
Oh, I didn't know she came from Windfall.
Sue Bell was born and raised on Windfall, but she became concerned for the health of her grandfather, Sturgeon, so she decided to move to live with him on Outset Island.
Ah.
Morning, noon, and night, she fills vases with water and carries them on her head from the well to their house. Strangely enough, she actually enjoys the task. Wow, she is literally a pothead.
Seagull. Birthplace unknown. His talent is flying.
Now you're the one getting gypped.
Seagulls soar freely over the great sea. They love hoi pears. Hoi! Above all other foods, and eating them simply stills their hearts.
What's interesting is that they can eat an entire hoi pear in one bite.
Yep.
Also, I thought these things were on the ocean, not an outset.
Errol! Kind and true to her family.
And yet you see so very little of her.
Link's energetic younger sister is adored by all who meet her. Her current goal is to learn how to fetch water so she can help out her grandmother. Her most treasured belonging is a telescope bearing a drawing of a seagull.
So basically, she wants to become pothead number 2.
Link's grandma. She has no name. She was born on Outset, and she is a worrywart. This kind old woman works hard to raise her 2 grandchildren. She is a very talented cook. Her special elixir soup is sure to raise anyone's spirits. She also can be somewhat mischievous and enjoys playing the occasional prank on Link, like giving him invisible clothing.
Wow. Pig?
Wait, where's the big pig?
Pig,
Wild pig. Birthplace unknown. Talent is digging hole.
Wow, you got all of the animals in this one.
I am getting gypped superly. Wild pigs are found primarily in the fields of Outset Island. They love all-purpose bait above all other foods except themselves, and when they eat it, they can't help but beat their terror into the earth, like they tear into their smaller pigs.
And there is no giant fat pink pig.
But there's also no giant pink pig anywhere in the game.
That's what he just said.
No, he said
That's
giant
literally
black pig.
what he just said. He said pink.
He said
I said
what?
giant fat pink pig.
Oh. Man.
Open
Oh.
your ears. Also, there is a giant pink fat pig right here, right here. So not quite so pink, but still.
Take it away, Aaron.
Rose. Favorite thing is animals. The mother of Joe and Zill, Rose is a woman of refreshingly simple taste, but she's a demanding mother. She has a bad habit of trying to laugh her way out of lies.
And it's Joel.
Up next is Joel and Zill's father, Abe. Abraham Weirdo. Birthplace, Outset Island. Greatest treasure, his family. How corny. Abe is a family man who takes good care of his wife and 2 kids. He's a real man. In his younger days, his dashing good looks and baritone voice made him quite the ladies' man. He's a lecher. The one day, he was instantly smitten by a woman named Rose. Even though he was consistently rebuffed, he persisted and finally convinced Rose to marry him.
Why so serious?
Man, he really does look really serious. Cheer up, man.
Joel! Main interest is sticks. Joel's dream is to grow up as soon as he can so he can jump across boulders just like Link. Both he and his younger brother Zill distinctively resemble their father.
Guess who you get?
Zill, aka Snot-Nosed Kid, talent sniffling. Zill is a hyper-inquisitive young boy who speaks his thoughts as soon as they come to mind. He can often strike a nerve without realizing it.
Sounds like me.
There we go. This is the perfect picture of him.
He likes to imitate his older brother Joel, and strangely enough, it seems that he actually lets his nose run on purpose.
He's disgusting.
Get out of here! There's notes on the wall, but I'm not interested.
Actually, I think the notes are just explaining how to manipulate the statues.
Oh, this is going to be the long one, isn't it?
Why? Why?
Wow, look at all of them.
Okay, who was it?
I just did the last one, so it's you.
Minenko! Or Mineko. I'm not sure.
Minenko.
Windfall Island. Favorite thing? Pictographs.
Let's just call her Minecraft.
This former beauty became famous after being dubbed Miss Windfall Island about 40 years ago. There isn't a younger woman who can take that title away.
Because she will murder them. Missy! Dumpa the Sailor is her son. She's just an ordinary woman.
Wow, way to skimp on the details.
Garrickson! Mr. Garrickson?
It's Mario.
Passionate.
It's me, Garrickson.
He is constantly thinking of someone on a faraway island. He is apparently a very passionate man, and he has a very hip sense of fashion.
I get the feeling that we could have talked to somebody who would have said she keeps getting notes from that guy.
But who?
I don't know.
He needs a red cap.
Is this me?
Yes.
Pompey and Vera. Windfall Island. Hobby? Gossiping.
I would say Vera.
Pompey and Vera are the town's most talkative pair of ladies, and they are also always spreading idle gossip. Lately, they've been obsessed with Lorenzo.
Wow, you can even see his name and you still said Lore.
I like Lorenzo better. His name is Lenzo, though.
Crab. He's very crabby. Least favorite proverb. Only smoke and fools love high places. This young guy's trademark is his yellow hat. He seems to have an unusual interest in the town's Ferris wheel and lighthouse. He can also stretch his arm really far.
Anton! Kickboxing!
Wow.
The reason his second favorite hobby is taking walks is because it keeps his legs in shape. He's had his eye on a certain young lady lately.
And he has hair hat.
That is just weird.
Yeah.
Also, I get my favorite person.
Skipping along.
No! This hop guru, Zunori, birthplace, a cold island. Pet phrase, dear me. Even the hottest day of summer, Zunori can be found in his shop, wearing the beloved hood that his mother made for him. He keeps a great treasure in his safe there. On a side note, he turns 40 this year and is now recruiting for a wife.
Wow, so when you were born, she was Miss Not Ugly. Dancing Fool! Taught! Talent is Dancing Fool! This young fellow dreams of becoming a professional dancer. He dances before a strange stone monument day and night. This smooth dancer may still be practicing, but he's also recruiting for a partner. Why has he not starved to death yet?
Who knows?
The photographer Linzo. Birthplace unknown. Personality hard to grasp. Linzo was a famed photographer known to all. His mysterious personality is quite popular with the ladies in town.
Is that a fan he's holding?
Yes.
Potova and Joanna. Birthplace, Windfall Island. Nickname, the Little Tipsters. These two girls are talented at hitting on island rumors, seemingly without any tips or advice from others. Children can be really frightening sometimes.
Especially because I thought it said hitting it on islanders. That would be very frightening. The Joyful Teacher, Mrs. Marie. Windfall Island, this year's lucky number 20. What is that, her age?
Not likely.
More like 60. This year marks the 20th year this splendid individual has worked as Windfall's school teacher. Her hobby is collecting joy pendants. Her goal in life is to raise unique and creative students. The most unique thing she's ever created is her own hairstyle.
That is quite strange.
That is unique.
It's like a butterfly or something, I don't know.
I get. Windfall Island's gang of wannabe bombers, the Killer Bees. Main objective, raising trouble.
They're like anti-bombers.
The small gang of four calls himself the Killer Bees. Starting from the left, the members are the leader, Ivan, a very talented and reliable leader. Leave all tree climbing to him. Jin, the fox. I never noticed that before. Ivan's quick-witted advisor. His wry instincts can be hard to take.
Insults.
Insults, oh. Jean, the blue hat. He uses innocent looks to avert trouble. He's a killer beast thug.
His? I always thought that was a girl!
Yeah, I knew it was a boy.
The pig nose... I can't pronounce...
June Roberto.
Secretly aimed for the next gang leader. He was raised in a bourgeois family and developed into...
Bourgeoisie.
You do it then.
Finish it.
And has developed into a terrible little tyrant.
You look like a chick.
When these four are together, they fear absolutely nothing.
Unless Ganon stood right in front of them and said,
Can I just run them through with my sword?
Nope.
So which ugly guy do I get first? Maggie's father. Birthplace, Windfall Island. Personality, not particularly good.
I hate this guy.
Surprisingly, Maggie's father is quite confident that he is the epitome of fashion. It would probably be more accurate to say that the clothes he wears are stinky. Distinky. He seems to especially like vintage clothes and jewelry. He's a retro hippie.
Maggie! Favorite things, love and romance. Maggie was dirt poor before being kidnapped and held captive in the Forsaken Fortress. She's quite popular with all the boys, but she prefers wild boys over all others. Lately she has taken to writing poems and will soon be publishing one entitled A Woman's Heart is Blue. Right.
Sure. You get both old men. Mila. Personality, harsh. This poor girl was filthy rich till she got rescued from her prison in the Forsaken Fortress.
So you're rich when you're a captive, huh?
Now that her family has fallen on hard times, she worked for the shop on Windfall Island to help ease their hardship.
Which makes me wonder what her dad works for. Mila's father. Birthplace, Windfall Island. Favorite thing, money.
But that's not true anymore.
Not anymore. His hobby was once collecting expensive vases, but unfortunately, they were the kind of vases one wants to break as soon as one catches sight of them. Those who did and were forced to compensate him for his loss were said to regret it afterward.
Meager 10 rupees. Wait a second. If those high-priced vases are only worth 10 rupees, look how many rupees I got. I should be stinking filthy rich.
Onward to next.
Linda. Windfall Island. Best friend is Subel.
The pot girl.
I thought she looks like the pot girl. Lately, her childhood friend, the delicate Kamo, I guess, has become smitten with her, but she's apparently completely oblivious to his feelings.
Who's Camo?
Probably
I have no idea.
Oh, it's emo guy back there.
Interesting.
I get. That's
just as crazy as Daddy or Father.
Good at cooking crepes.
At first glance, Canada's a little intimidating, but he's extremely kind and quite knowledgeable. He's always happy to share his knowledge, too. He's energetic and sort of a scamp for a 17-year-old.
He's only 17 years old?
Holy shit!
He looks like he's 90!
Oh, he's 30!
Dampa the Sailor, not to be confused with Dampé the Gravedigger. Birthplace, Windfall Island. Favorite animal, pigs.
That's not a beard, it's a teeth.
Yeah, we've said that before. It just looks like a beard sometimes from the front. Vamper recently got some pet pigs, and now they're all he can think about. He really confirms the old adage about pets and their owners.
He's a pig. Kane the Sailor. Favorite occupation is artiste. Long ago, Kane longed to be an artist for a sculptor, but his circumstances in his home life forced him to become a sailor. He's still critical of all artistic expression, though.
I get Gummy the Sailor. What's with being food all of a sudden? Favorite spice? Pepper. No one knows where he gets his spending money from, but this nifty sailor spends night after night unwinding at the auction.
Until we took everything and made it to where he can't get anything anymore. Sam! Birthplace, Windfall Island. Favorite spot, the Seaview Bench. He's benchman. He thinks that a little composure is of the utmost importance in life. Sam's a card-carrying member of the Joyous Volunteer Association, the JVA. Gillian's
Island. Workplace, the cafe bar. Gillian manages a cafe in place of her now ill father. See, I told you it was a cafe. It seems she once had a boyfriend, but that info is top secret. Redacted.
Gossek. Personality, not brave. There isn't much to say about Gossek. He's a coward.
Wow, you got gypped. Bomb Master Cannon! Bomb Master... That sounds like an attack in an RPG. Birthplace, Windfall Island. Mood, shifts violently. Cannon is the world's only maker of bombs. He considers himself a magician with gunpowder and other explosives. His hairstyle is as unique as his talent.
It's uneven!
Wait. If he's the only person in the world who makes bombs, does he just run around planting bombs in tall grass and inside dungeons and everything? Couldn't he have defeated Ganon for us if he was already there?
Who knows?
Does he just, go around Moblin's pockets and stick bombs in them?
Maybe the Moblins steal bombs from him and then put them everywhere.
I like him better when he's in a rope.
Same.
Actually, I like the change he makes and becomes nicer.
The Potion Master Doc Bandam. Favorite food? Chew jelly. Now, he eats the stuff? Doc Bandam spends his days researching chew-chews in his potion shop. He visits Pauper Isle now and then to collect the chew jelly he uses to make his potions and also his lunch. He considers himself a potion artist, and like an artist, he's quite whimsical.
What's
also,
interesting?
There's a bee on his back.
What's interesting is that he's strong enough to kill chews. That makes him a lot braver than most people in this world.
And I get... Emo boy! You live with no girlfriend? 18.
Years he's been alive? 18.
Elder romantic, Kamo loves to gaze at the night sky. He and his dear friend Linda were once classmates at Mrs. Marie's school.
Well, we know she's older than 18 years old. And she obviously wasn't teaching school when she was 2, so she's probably around 30 or something.
Well, I'm done! I'm finally done with that room!
With one more room to go, I think.
Now for the ocean.
And our least favorite people in the game coming up.
Oh no.
And some of our favorites.
That pedestal looks empty. Okay, good.
You better go back and check and make sure the bonus one is there.
We'll get there.
Whose turn was it?
Mine?
Yes.
Mako! Personality at first glance, quiet. Least favorite thing, having his glasses touched by strangers. And Errol tries to do it constantly. Mako is called the brains of the ship and the king of invention. He may look like a weakling, but his glasses give him keen eyesight. And he's unstoppable when he's mad. Not many knows this, but he keeps a knife hidden in that thick book of his.
Wow, you got a freaking pouch right there for one.
Probably a spare.
It's probably to make sure that people take him lightly and not seriously.
Nico, personality, Mary. Least favorite thing? Gonzo's underwear.
That's right, he has to wash underwear.
Nico is the bottom rug on the pirate ladder, so he's responsible for all odd jobs on the ship. He's quite childish and rarely thinks of the consequences of his actions. Even so, he shows signs of having what it takes to move up the pirate ladder. Also, he's the only pirate you can get a picture of individually.
Yep.
I get Zuko! Personality, Tacturn. Talent, spying, not firebending.
Left eye, not a scar.
Stickwood's in charge of keeping watch. His sharp eyes can read signs a mile off, but no one really understands what he says, so they rarely know what he's seen.
Why is that man a lookout?
Why is that man so short?
Why are all the pilots... why are most of the pirates short?
I mean, that looks like a child, and that looks like a child, but he looks like a short man.
Ew. Nudge! Personality? Who knows? Talent? Sewing. Nudge seems to understand Tetra best of all the pirates and often counsels her in the decision-making. He's actually stronger than Gonzo.
Wow.
He looks like Andre the Giant.
Looks like Andre the Woman. Senza, mild-mannered. I'm Clark Kent. Talent, talking, maybe? Senza is in charge of keeping the pirate ship in order. He's a mild-mannered speaker who is secretly Superman, and persuasive skills are said to be unmatched.
I get Gonzo! Personality, short-tempered. Favorite thing, Miss Tetra. Leader of Tetra's family of pirates, Gonzo seems to be quite strong, but he cries at the drop of a hat.
How is he the leader? Isn't Tetra the leader?
Of the rest of the pirates.
That would make him first mate. Come on.
Oh, right, it's my turn. Tetra, personality elusive. Tetra seems bossy and strong-willed, but she's actually quite kind. Orphaned at a young age, Tetra followed in her mother's footsteps, becoming a pirate, and watching over her mother's gang of lovable schwabbies. Tetra and her crew are in search of a legendary treasure hidden beneath the waves of the Great Sea.
That Link acquires.
That she will never have.
Ho! Fishman! Personality, honorable, dutiful, and surly, and likes arrows, acupuncture. Apparently, these fish were aided long ago by the King of Red Lions, which is why they're now willing to offer Link valuable information. Unfortunately, much of their information is off the mark. For many long years, they have suffered from stiff necks, but none of them know how to cure it.
King of Hyrule! The King of Hyrule was unable to protect his kingdom from evil and left his fate up to the gods. The King of the Red Lions is merely his disguise. His full name is one truly fit for royalty. Daphnis Nohansen Hyrule.
Wow, I got both versions of Tetra. Princess Zelda. Princess Zelda is the legitimate heir to the Hyrulean royal family. She is actually the pirate Tetra. Also, are we missing something?
I think they go here, don't they?
Indeed. Salvage Corps.
Hey! Salvage Corp! Birthplace, Angular Isles. Huh. Talent, searching for sunken treasure. These young men found friendship through their common interest in searching for sunken treasure. Soon afterward, they formed the Salvage Corp. With their first haul of treasure, all they could afford to buy was their diving suits. Now they dream of finding that one huge haul that makes them all rich. They are currently searching for the legendary treasure sunken beneath the sea.
Sorry, we picked everything up.
So they've only ever gotten one thing. For helmets. Instead of clothes. Put some clothes on, would ya? You get Salvatore.
Salvatore. Birthplace, Windfall Island. Talent, drawing pictures.
Legible, please.
Talent, drawing pictures. Long ago, Salvatore hoped to be a famous painter, but the dream didn't last long. He eventually returned to his hometown and came up with his current business plan. It's been a huge success, allowing him to purchase his own island, where he has opened up the second store and what he hopes will become a huge chain. He's now busy trying to think up that one idea that will spark his next big endeavor.
And he has the magical ability to be in two places at once.
Loot the Sailor. Loot the Sailor? How? Where is he? Where can I find this sailor to loot? His birthplace is Windfall Island. His only fear? The mermen.
What?
Mermen. Loot spends his days working far from home on the boating course. He takes his earnings straight to the cafe bar in Windfall to enjoy a relaxing beverage.
He's also a very long way from Windfall. Beetle! Birthplace unknown. Favorite thing? Bugs, especially beetles. A businessman by nature, Beetle's sales pitch is unmatched. He hopes to open a chain of trading posts where people can buy, sell, or trade anything.
Hey, do you guys wonder if that's supposed to be the new version of the guy who kept patting his hands in Majora's Mask? Because he loves beetles, and the other dude would pay you 50 rupees for a single beetle.
Oh no. Tingle, birthplace unknown, favorite things, fairies, deciphering maps.
That means you get to do two of them. Ha ha ha!
It's been several years since Tingle first became enchanted with deciphering maps in the hopes it would lead him to find fairies, and he's lost many things during that time.
Including his sanity.
He's raising funds to begin a search for fairies, hoping to embark sometime in his 30s while the lust of life is still upon him. At the age of 35, the pressure's on.
Ankle. Birthplace unknown. Favorite proverb, one may as well hang for a stolen sheep as for a stolen lamb. Since being taught how to decipher maps by his older brother Tingle, Ankle has been supporting his good-for-nothing twin brother Knuckle. Only time he feels he can truly be himself is when he's tending to the Tingle Island flower garden.
I get the one who's not related to these jerks. Yay! David Jr. Birthplace is Windfall Island. Occupation is treasure hunter. 17-year-old David Jr. set up to sea with dreams of finding the treasure of the ghost ship that his now deceased father once saw. He gets seasick quite easily and was in just a state when he awoke in a daze on Tingle Island. Uncle told him that self comes before wealth, and he's been working in the tower ever since. He really hates the uniform.
I don't blame him.
Get on a boat and go back to your home.
He gets seasick. I get that my favorite one because he's not bad.
But he's a good-for-nothing, apparently.
Knuckle, birthplace unknown, occupation carver.
I'm guessing he made the statues.
Knuckle is another of Tingle's younger brothers. He happens to be Ankle's twin.
I thought he was an older brother, okay.
He finished carving Tingle Tower when he was 10 years old. The head is his studio. Supposedly it used to bother him that this collection was considered complete, even without his figurine.
It's talking about the Nintendo gallery.
Yep.
That had to have been added on. Almost forgot these. Red Fairy!
You're skipping.
I know.
Fairy, birthplace unknown. First impression, good.
First impression? What does that mean?
Actually, it looks pretty feminine when you get in close. It's just in-game it looks really mannish. Fairies are the most reliable of creatures. When their master's life energy has been depleted, they immediately come to his or her aid. They can be carried in bottles.
First impression, good. That's foreboding.
They say that first impressions are the most important.
Birthplace, Angular Isles. Talent powering up. Great Fairy. The 7 great fairies who are destined to aid the great hero by increasing his powers are hiding in 7 different reaches of the Great Sea.
And inside a big octo.
I get
Creepy
the Queen
child.
of Fairies, Titania.
Creepy child.
Birthplace, Fairy Island. Talent, empowering arrows with fire and ice. She appears to be but a child, but she is much greater and more powerful than the great fairies. She will grant Link the power to add fire and ice to his arrows.
You know what she kind of looks like to me?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of her name right now.
Fee?
Yeah, Fee.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Fee,
that.
because of the head and the whole silverishness.
Yeah. Well, it's all over the place.
Hey, look! Traveling merchants. Gorons, probably born in Death Mountain.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Favorite food is rocks.
These businessmen are traveling the world in search of curios and oddities, each with the hopes of someday opening his own shop. Nobody knows where these wandering merchants have come from or where they're headed.
Or how they got to the
hats that
islands.
cover one eye. Oh! Old Man Ho-Ho! Birthplace unknown. Favorite thing? Telescopes and sometimes kaleidoscopes, and he's got a big red eye. Old Man Ho-Ho found his first telescope after retiring from his job, and has been traveling in search of new sights ever since. A new discovery always awaits at the far end of his telescope. Unless it's a kaleidoscope.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to him again.
Let's see. That's strange. Well, do you like it? If you do, then go find me another great subject to work on.
Huh?
We
We have everything.
Try leaving and coming back.
I shall.
I hope we got everything.
We
Ah,
did.
he's gone. There is
Where'd he
everything.
go? Where'd he go? Oh no! No, where's he
Go
at?
into the
Hey, Manny,
ocean.
tell me where he's at. That manager guy is gone, you know. Yeah, he left one last figurine and took off somewhere. I have no idea where. He left your figurine in the vast ocean room right over there.
Aha.
I have made every last figurine this world could possibly desire for me. I have set out into the world in search of new inspiration to guide my hands. That's what was written here. So, I guess this means you're the new master of the Nintendo Gallery, aren't you? It looks like you'll be with us for a long, long time. Well, I'll be counting on you, buddy. I'll be here every day. I never eat, sleep, or leave. And I have a Korok. Shut up, don't tell me. Octorok bag thing. Yes, 8-bitness.
Well, let's go look at R.
So, if I'm the master, does that mean I get to go back there now? Come on.
Nope. Oh, cool. I get the last one.
Oh, Mr. Cool Nintendo Guy Manager! Where in the world could you have gone? I sure hope to get to meet you again someday. Someday soon. Pig. Well, time for the last figurine.
Link and the King of Red Lions.
Birthplace outside island.
Favorite hand left.
The hero of wind, Link, uses the Wind Waker to control his wind and sail the seas in his mysterious boat, which is actually the King of Hyrule.
Surprisingly, he seems to have an unnatural interest in figurines and has at least completed his collection.
At last.
He is now the master of the Nintendo Gallery. Now you are playing with power!
Nintendo Power!
Da-na-na-na.
Take a look at left hand. Does it have the Triforce? I cannot see it. I am too short. I wish I could angle it down.
I don't see it.
There is no Triforce on that hand.
Why, Link? Why?
We did it, though.
Also, when did he even see us like this?
Who knows?
Well, that's it for the bonus episode, guys. We finally went through the Nintendo Gallery and showed you all the figurines.
And it only took an hour.
An hour and 1 minute and 23 seconds as of this moment.
We hope you all enjoyed.
We will see you next time!